Right, let's play with this a little bit. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. The internet's been playing up. Anyway, so today we're going to be playing a bit of F1 2019. Um, I'm using a controller at the moment. As you see behind me, I have a box, and that holds what was my Thrustmaster TMX. I got it out of the attic, ready for this week, so I can have a little play. But for whatever reason, the power converter has blown out, so it just smokes at me, and I don't actually get any power from it. Today we'll go through the joys of playing racing games with a controller, and you can join me on my 4th year of my championship. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm doing pretty well in my actual competition. I have the level set relatively high, 75, but I do enjoy a longish race, so I have a 50% race distance. Today we'll be going around Sochi in Russia. And we'll also be skipping all our practices today. Reason being is that by this point in the game, I've maxed out everything that I can basically do on the car, which has its drawbacks as well. So first of all, I'll just show you what kind of things I'm looking at from my team. By the way, today I'm playing on Xbox. I'm using my original Xbox, the standard edition. I do have an Xbox One X, but that's kept out there so the wife can watch telly, that kind of thing. I've already skipped through practice anyway for this. So as you see, despite the fact that my R&D tree is maxed out, I am in the 5th fastest car. Ferrari are apparently slower than us, but their drivers tend to have a bit more of a easy time with this than I do. And as you see, I haven't been able to develop it all season, and even Racing Point are now moved ahead of me. So we're just going to jump straight into qualifying. Normally Q1, I just have a longish first session and I see what I can do. I'm relatively comfortable at Sochi, but using the controller does have some slight drawbacks. Firstly, changing gear using controller is a nightmare. So
welcome back to Sochi.
We're going to set it to automatic. And we're just going to run out on a soft set of tires and go from there. It's weird, some races, for example, I ran Italy and Spa recently and I was easily the fastest guy on track. And then other times I've just finished Singapore and I couldn't get within 2 seconds of anyone else. We'll just head out on our first run here. Taking plenty of curb. Not that I need to push too hard. Actually, I'm going to back off. I was looking to save. The RS always tricks me because it's slightly further down. Get it open. Along. You'll also see that I'm using the Racing Line Guide. I don't really know why I use it. because I don't pay massive attention to it. It's just more out of force of habit. Now, one of the issues that I find when using the controller is I'm fine through these break turn situations, low speed, because you've got enough time to pick your spot. But the issue being is getting onto the power coming out of corners can sometimes be a bit slippy, because you don't have that dialed in power, and also a corner like this where you've got to basically ping it at the apex. With a controller you're basically steering on or off, so final corner, see how we've done on this first lap. Pole. Okay. That'll do for Q1. Normally I know Verstappen's a good guide for where I need to be. He's normally there or thereabouts. I'll probably drop down the order a bit, but you see Vettel in the sister car, can't even get within half a second of me. He's currently 11th in the championship, which shows how bad this car's been this season. But we'll just skip through. Okay, so high 31, so probably if I can get to a mid 31 by Q3, that'll give me a nice attempt. The other use of playing 50% is it opens a lot more strategy options in the race. Normally if you're on 25 or something, it's just purely a soft to medium run. But 50% tyre wear comes into effect much more. So it often works running a counter strategy. So I'm going to take this one out on the mediums. See if I can get a hot lap in quickly on the medium. And that'll help me out during the race. Ooh. Restart a bit quick. I mainly prefer playing single player with F1, not for any particular reason, but I find the online people can get a little clunky, especially if you get buffering issues between various drivers. This is why you often see in like the virtual Grand Prix that was run yesterday, you end up with some weird accents, and it's just purely the difference in timings on taking corners, etc. But I actually find single players relatively single players relatively rewarding to play. Now you'll also know I'm using rewinds. This is again down to the fact that certain times the car just doesn't do what you think it's going to do because you can't input it. I have damage set to full, so during the race what you'll see is I'll use the rewind quite often if I receive damage. Basically it prevents me just ramming people off the track, and I got to think of a smarter way to doing it. So just cross the line and a bit of shit through the final sector. We'll have one more go with this one. Letting it curve through turn 1. I think I lost all my time in final sector. I'm up 2/4 of a second. There's way too much curb on the exit there. It'll kill me coming out straight. Got the power earlier there. Not like time. Back's not liking me. I'm still not massively faster. The final sector again. Okay. I don't think that's going to be enough. So I'll stick on our set of softs. Wind this down about 3 minutes. Yes. Ooh. Devin's gonna get me. Seb doesn't. Okay. There goes a counter strike, dude, but it's not the end of the world. I've got 2 Ferraris ahead of me. So, we've got a lot of people. Back off from this Ferrari as best I can without letting Grosjean through. Right, now pin it into the final corner and go. See somewhere like that, just as I was entering, wanted to make a minor adjustment to the left and it fired me miles over, so I had to pick it back up. Oh, missed that apex. Still good on time though, up 6 tenths. DRS. Oh, fuck. That's what happens. I looked over at the screen. Is it on? Still a no. I don't think I can risk this. I'm going to have to finish the lap. Cross the line. Right, so I'm pretty much locked in on strategy now with everyone else. Although Jeff is kind of useless, so I can normally pick up a couple of laps. I got 2 set of tyres for this. And this just look good, so I'm just going to go out to track. I don't think put me out directly behind the Ferrari. I got a big gap behind me now, so I can back up. Yeah, those racing points are dangerous in terms of speed. They're not normally the fastest during the race, but they can put in a lap time. Out the DRS board. There we go. Broke a bit too early, so I had to change my apex time. We got away with it. Yeah, for some reason the car seems to be working nicely on this circuit, especially after last week in Singapore. Right, Max put in a great time, 32.4, roughly where I thought I needed to be. Oh, we're in the 31s. And I missed the corner. So the pace is a lot higher than I thought. It's also annoying my delta times aren't updated straight away. Third, okay. But not a million miles away offshore. Like these minor adjustments, I'm trying to do down it straight. Oh, well, I lost so much time for the first corner. Maybe because I was trying to get the car set up for it. Through there as well, I lost time. I think it's a bummer. So I'll return the garage. Okay. Final set softs. Down at 4th now. They're down close to 3 minutes. I need to figure out why on the stream when we're looking at static images it tweaks. So if anyone knows anything, drop me a comment. Let me know what might be. I'm using a Razer capture card. And it's been doing it on every test that I've run, and I've checked all my connections. And it only seems to do it on static images, or ones with very limited change on them anyway. bad through that one as the last lap. Nice exit. Get out of the throttle mid-corner there, put it down a bit too early. Well, that was better. There you go. Way up now. That should be pole. There we go. So yeah.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our
Controller doesn't necessarily make me slow. I do fine in the online events, that kind of thing. It's just to reach that top level,
amazing performance out there.
it cuts
I'm
you
sure
right
you're
down.
Pretty happy with that. It's got to be a relief to qualify that far up the grid.
At the moment, I'm trying to push up my showmanship.
Has
I've
there much
already.
development progression for your car recently? Why is that?
I don't need one.
Well, thanks anyway.
Yeah, I'm trying to push up my showmanship rating. So I got the achievement for maximum sportsmanship. So now I'm going over to showman. Try and max that one out instead.
Well done. Very solid results. You're looking good for the race.
I always forget to do that, but checking the weather report for the race normally also helps with my Q2 decisions. But it's a dry race, so everyone's going to be in the same boat.
It's time to take a look at our
Yeah, soft medium. I'm going to all this excess fuel. One of the issues would not run in pre-race practice. Also, my starts are fucking awful. I lost one. Look at that. Let's tuck it behind him. No point going in a rush in these early stages. Is it about this level though that you'll see as we get to the long straight? You'll notice how the automatic transmission kills you because I got a good run out of there. I'm in the toe and he's just pulling away ever so slightly. And even with DRS, it can be slightly tricky keeping up. So I try and counter it when I'm in attacking mode, just getting better on the brakes, better on the run out. Take a look. Slightly blind on my entry and exit points when I'm running so close. I've always been a bit of a fan of the chase cam, to be honest, but in preparation for eventually, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, get myself a new rig set up, I thought I'm gonna work on a more natural driving view, see if I can get used to it. Ever since I was little, I've always played with it on the chase. I just preferred knowing where everyone was around me. Now I'm relying more on my mirrors and cutting DRS. I was a bit far off coming out the last corner. So I'm just trying to set him up for this one instead. Miss the apex again, fuck's sake. A little bit late on the DRS, pressed it a touch too early the first time. You're in space. You're gonna tuck him by me, yeah. Ooh, whoa. Where am I going? I'm gonna have to set this to rich. Oh, that was a great move. Yeah, he's gonna drag me down here. There's not much I'm gonna be able to do with it. No, he's quite far back. See, using the MFD with the controller as well, I'm having to pull my right thumb over to the left control because you can't let the left thumb go at the steering control for very long. Start dropping down my fuel consumption, my deployment. Make sure I got some for later in the race. He's going to have another run at me here, but again he's a bit late getting to me. Oh, he's coming. There he is. moment, it's all about just managing the car. I think actually, because it's race 15, I just put on brand new parts so that a couple of them are looking in. Oh shit! Don't want that. Again, that's what happens when you take your eye off it for a second. Got to start putting in some hot laps now. As soon as I can break that 1 second, I should be free and clear. Third place, miles behind this at the moment. You can see in the 4th season, I had quite a few driver moves now. Partly instigated by me moving teams from time to time. I'm at Renault, partnered with Vettel. Verstappen and Pete Gasly are teammates again, but this time at Mercedes. And then Hamilton's moved to Red Bull, which I can always see in the future. They seem like a team that would let him do his extracurriculars without too much fuss. Especially if Toto leaves after this season. Some right old ding dong happening. Third. Right, I've broken the 1 second now. So he should start just dropping off the back of me. At this point in the race, I'm just trying to get some fuel banked. Let me guess, Jeff, you've mistimed my tyre life by 2 laps. Yep. The longer I can stay out in this first stint, the better my second stint will run. So I'm making a fair bit of time against him right now. He's going to be on the same strategy as me. Although he may come in a couple of laps earlier, but that shouldn't bother me. So I'm feeling comfortable right now. Covered the race off. The only other thing I'd like to collect, but we'll save that to probably after our pit stop, is try and go for that fastest lap. Crank it up once, see what it does. These highly developed cars are pretty good at saving. Normally, standard fuel is actually a fuel saving mode. It means I don't need to particularly change my driving style to bank some fuel. in the ERS normally run between high and overtake. Still not use it up too quick. I normally after the start push it down to medium, try and get me back up, and then I'll click it up as we go along. This track's got quite a few short straights with heavy braking, which helps fill the ERS up well. That third place battle is real tight. They also seem to be tripping over one another. Just helping me and Max get away. What about ticking laps right now? No, I need to heavily push. The other benefit of saving this stint is I want to start moving away from that mid-pack. So at the bottom 4 cars tend to be the super slow. Normally run into issues coming out of the pits with likes of Giovinazzi and Ricciardo Alpha. They're particularly slow right now. All the Toro Rossos. Come on. Tyres aren't giving me too much jit right now. I can still pretty much put the car where I want. The other issue with the MFD is looking over. Trying to read the views. It'd be nice if you could just mic control it. I know you can with a Kinect sensor. I don't know why they didn't just allow you with any old mic. I mean, who has a Kinect sensor these days? And slight movement on the controller put me way offline for that last bit, and then missed the apex on that one. I think on the elites they've got the Varium the variable springs on the thumbstick, which would probably help alleviate. I definitely know with the rear buttons I could program those and use them as shifters, I could use those as shifters, but with the standard controllers, sort of left to right movement, left to right movements, either on or off. You've got to have a relatively agile thumb to do it. And you'll see when we play Gran Turismo on Wednesday, we'll be doing some of the FIA online events. You'll see how those issues they exasperate themselves when you're in traffic, because you're trying to make small precise movements and your thumb's flicking your left to right, and I try and be as clean as possible, but it's difficult. Notice the ERS is dropping off, so it's somewhere between medium and high. It's my ideal limit, so I'm going to push it back down to medium. I want to get that extra juice for when I come out of the pits. Max come in the pits. He's disappearing down the order somewhere, so I'm going to wait. I want to see more of that second group dive in. It's currently got me showing this 5th after pit, so if I can hold her up for another 2 laps, should be enough. That was a shit lap. Weber Weber. Whenever I see it, I see Weber. Especially now he's in a Red Bull. This reminds me of Mark. Ah, he didn't come in. Shit. Oh no, he did. They're both in. Hulkenberg came in. Max now there. So, time for my pit stop. Not that I think I'm particularly worried about getting caught behind cars. I just want to keep this as easy as possible today. Thanks, Jeff. I'll do that in a minute. So yeah, if anyone knows anyone at Fnatic who wants to do me a deal on some new bits, I'll be most appreciated. I've basically want to play it on all my systems. I have all the consoles and PCs, so it'll be nice to be able to max it out. Thanks for that. I'll take that warning. Got 10 seconds now on max. Normally I'm much faster than the AI on the optional tyres. The soft one, we kind of beat for beat, but once we get down to the medium and the hard, I can normally peg them pretty well. They're pretty conservative on their harder tyre use. It's about time to ramp myself up for a hot lap. Be through one. Plenty of speed through there. Not a great middle sector, but with the added performance, should be still looking pretty good. Yeah. Really wanted to step away through there, so I had to feather it back through. On the power early. There we go. I won't get beat now. Well, unless by myself, but. So now we'll settle it back down into a race pace. quite often in these bits of the races it becomes more of a mental concern. Just making sure I concentrate still on trying to hit my apexes. Not doing anything too outlandish. It's quite often when you get into these races of one, you can start fiddling with things or distracting yourself, and you give yourself a whole host of issues. Like that. Bollocks. I was watching the map. I was watching the battle for third place. This corner will bite you if you're not paying attention to it. It's super simple if you are, but I was actually really looking forward to doing this today. I've been working on a Java assignment all morning, giving myself a brain ache and ability to turn it off, and well, I got it handed in, but ability to then turn it off and spin a few laps. It's quite nice. Still also haven't been able to get to my farm yet today, so, well, my island, so I'll be getting back on my Animal Crossing after this. And on Friday I'll be doing a live stream from my island, so if you'd like to join me, I believe I've got that scheduled up for YouTube, but double check it because I'm trying to run it off memory right now, my schedule. See how my island's developing, and we'll try out. I've got a couple of bugs that I'd like to catch that afternoon with you guys. And then on Saturday I'm gonna crack out Madden Night. I've had it for quite a while. I got a free copy from my EA Access of Madden 20, but I haven't actually started it up yet. It used to be pretty good back in 2010. I was actually quite highly ranked, but I haven't played it as much recently. So it'll be interesting to see. So if any of you want to join me on any of those streams, drop me a message on social media and we'll try and hook up on that. Probably the man will be going on the Xbox this week. And also, if you've got any ideas for any other games you'd like to see me play in upcoming streams, just drop me a message and I'll see what I can do. Starting to get a bit of tunnel vision going on right now. Just keep as sharp as possible on it. It's always worth setting a backup tyre, even if you're not going to use it. I'm almost at a pit stop length ahead of Max anyway, but it also is just beneficial if the safety car comes out. I could just cover myself off, I can dive straight in and not have to worry too much about it. It's the other reason why I'm not burning through my fuel or ERS mode particularly quickly. Just want to make sure I'm covered in the event of anything like that. I actually managed it at Singapore last race. It was a wet race the entire race, and I was the only one to stay on a single set of inters for the entire race, and they were screaming at me by the end, but the use of the safety car and fuel management helped keep me out there. And I had a pretty bad qualifying session. I started towards the back, but ended up finishing the race in third. So it just shows you should never give up on a race, no matter how sluggish the car's doing. And I also find that in Gran Turismo. You'll see on Wednesday's stream that sometimes sticking in there is a good policy. So, like with most of you, I'm pretty disappointed that the season won't be starting anytime soon. Hopefully by July we might get a couple of races going, but obviously we've got to hope that everyone's healthy and safe before we do that. But apparently, from some of the bits that I've been reading, the next version of this game will have all 22 tracks, will be set up with the full season in mind. They were actually ready to announce the game, but had to send the team away, so they're currently in a holding pattern at the moment, but they're not expecting any delays to the game. In terms of updates to the game, probably in terms of the single player, I'd probably like a little bit more customization option. It'd be nice that after season 3 the development strategies don't just go out the window because you don't need them anymore. Like a year-on-year development plan would be nice. I also did enjoy the Formula 2 aspect. Maybe get a Formula 3 involved as well next year, and make it a proper, 3-year endeavour to get yourself up to the sport. I know MotoGP game does do that. In terms of online play, I don't know. I think the matchmaking just needs improving. More special events, not just that Saturday one. The one thing that I found with playing Gran Turismo Sport is I found their online lobby and matchmaking pretty efficient. You often end up with people of a different skill set and mindset of you, which makes the racing more fun. I would say the Formula 1 games are much more rewarding racing experience, but in terms of online play, the GT Sports have been pretty good, minus the penalty systems, which we'll go through on Wednesday. Also, if you get a chance, head to my YouTube page. I've got videos from my last season racing my league nights down in Livermore, California. That were super fun, highly competitive. And I'll also be looking at doing some videos other than just online live streams to complement the channel. I've got a couple of different repair tasks. I want to work on a Joy-Con fix in the next week or so. That'd be interesting to watch. And also there's possibility that after the lockdown finishes that I'll be working on building my own custom go-kart. So maybe we'll set a little video series about that, but bear with, and we'll get to that when we come to it. Right, we're down to the last handful of laps here. Sorry, it hasn't been a more exciting race. Everyone kind of dropped off the back of me after I made that move on Max and kind of swannied off into the distance. Unfortunately, I'm too competitive to let everyone catch back up again. Parts maintenance mode now. So as I say, the new rig that I want to get is a Phonetic one. I like it because of it looks like it's sturdy, high performance. I never really enjoyed the basic model, the TMX that ended up breaking. Too many plasticky parts or too many bits. I also never had a seat to attach it to, which gave me other issues. But as I say, if anyone knows of anyone, drop me a comment or drop me a private message on the socials, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Also, any feedback about the stream. Obviously, this is the first official one that we're doing. So it'd be nice to get a little bit of feedback, find out what you guys like, what you didn't like, and what we can do moving forwards. Oh, that mid-pack Weber, Bottas, Hamilton or Leclerc looks tasty. Let's see how that finishes up at the end. Meanwhile, I have no idea where my teammate ended up. Let's find out. Brilliant. I don't see myself winning the Constructors' title with Vettel this year. It's not been particularly good. Yeah, I know what I'm dicking about. Right. Nice and easy. Okay. Get terrible hand cramp as well playing with the
It was a
controller.
magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw. As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the team at Renault have shown once again what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. Thomas increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I mean, can it be anyone else other than Danny Kvyat? His performance today really set him apart from the other drivers out there. He's got to be happy with how he's done here this weekend.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Okay. So that was the Sochi race. Anyway, thanks guys for joining this stream. As I say, back on Wednesday. If any of you would like to join me, I'll be on Twitch. But apart from that, I'll catch you on the flip side.